Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and today I would like to offer the mid-month romance love check-in for the elemental energies, and we go by the elements, which is fire, earth, water, and air. We'll go in the order of the zodiac, so technically it'll be fire covering Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, followed by Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Water is covering Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So, the way I like to do kind of my readings is let the universe guide what's coming through. So today, this quarter, we're doing these mid-month readings. If you're enjoying these, let me know and I will keep doing them. Otherwise, we might switch it out for something a little different. Just depends on what everyone's looking for. The way I would like to do these is look at the chakra energy that's associated with the element and kind of where it's at emotionally, which I'm using a deck called Sacred Mysteries Chakra Oracle. Links in the description, and this was a gift from a friend of mine, and so we're going to look at the chakra energy and then see what messages come through the tarot with the Angel Tarot today. So let's get started with fire. Trying to be a little bit more interesting, or at least graphically open with what I'm doing. So we're going to start with fire, and those right here, these guys right here is where we'll see what the energy is, or which energy we're working with. So right now we're looking at the energy chakras or the energy from the chakras for fire, and we're going to look at singles first, and then we'll look at those who are in relationships already. And what I have found with relationship readings is it could be in a romantic relationship, or it could be a relationship with business, something like that. So look at all of your relationships with these readings, because it could mean more than just the person you're with. It could be something different, because they're all in a way a relationship. So for the singles under fire, we have number 39, detachment. And I'll read out of the book. Right off the bat, they're just saying, though, that this is a card that means it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be single. Because being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Being alone means that you are okay with being on your own. You can stand on your own 2 feet. There's not a lot of codependency is what they're showing me. So it's a simple fact of right now for the singles, it's okay to be in that situation where you can kind of make your own path, see where things are going, and allow yourself to find that inner peace that's going to be, by you being in a peaceful, balanced state, it's going to open you up to other relationships down the road. This works into the 6th chakra, which is your third eye, and the deity is the primordial god, so to speak, and that is Shiva. And it says, Shiva in his incarnation as old Rudra Shiva, is linked with destruction and death, out of which new forms can be born in the cycle of creation, preservation, and further destruction. Here we see the young Shiva, lord of yogis, sitting in meditation in the middle of a river high in the mountains. He expresses ultimate detachment from the cascading waterfall of sensory attachment and demonstrates our capacity to learn, detach, let go of our desires, hopes, and fears. So what the book's saying is during this time, it's really about being able to separate yourself from a situation as well. Whereas what my guides brought forward were, this is a time for you to stand on your own, be okay with being alone for the moment, finding balance within yourself. It's through that detachment where the world might be crazy, but let the world keep its crazy. You don't need to be attached to it. Your work might be a little bit chaotic. That's okay. Let work be chaotic. You're not attached to it. That state of detachment is, in a way, a sense of peace and balance, because when you are in your own energy, you don't need the connection to the chaos. Sorry, my allergies are acting up. The key words are non-attachment, accepting life now, not being attached to the outcome of actions, performing austerity, enjoying situations without expectations. So for the singles in fire, it's really about be okay with you in this moment and don't worry about what other people are saying. That attachment, that codependency energy is really not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form, especially when you're looking for a partner. It's really about you finding that balance and that stability within you, not connected to anything outside of you, and that's when you can really shine as a beacon to draw others to you. So for the singles in fire, third eye is where we're at today. And let's see what the tarot has to say. We'll pull 2 or 3 cards just to kind of get a general idea of what direction the energy is flowing here. And it will vary from energy to energy as to how many cards come out. So we have to start with the 6 of air. Things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. This is just reminding you that things don't always have to be a trial. It doesn't always have to be frustrating. In the realm of relationship, it could be that you've put so much focus or emphasis on, I have to do this because. But you're working with detachment, which is saying, no, you don't. You have to find the peace and the balance within, and that allows you to see things from a more positive perspective. The end of the difficult situation could be something as simple as the end of bothering what other people think about your relationship status, because you're in the single world, so that doesn't always mean that other people, well, you need to be married, I need grandkids, blah blah. That's their problem, and that's where you detach from their energy. The Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So you could be in a state of detachment from other people because you're working and elevating. They're showing me a new job opportunity coming forward, possibly. They're also showing that with this foundation you're building energetically and financially, that's going to make you more open to be attractive to another person if you're looking for that in the long term. The King of Air says brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. So the King knows his place. The King knows his authority. The King has stepped beyond the everyday mentalities and mindsets that would drag others down. The King is also the end of a cycle, so working with the air energy, it's the end of, it could be a mental challenge, like an issue, someone's harping at you and you're just constantly like, how do I fix this, how do I fix this? The King of Air saying it's not your job. You can step beyond that. You're being a professional and saying, I have enough on my plate, I don't need that right now. And that doesn't mean you're going to say no forever. It just means right now maybe that's someone else's problem. But it's also being able to delegate and be diplomatic. So through your detachment, you don't have to slam the door in people's faces when they're like, well, you're still single, that's a little strange. Not really. Your path is different from theirs. So maybe being single in this moment is what you need to grow. And when you have the Page of Earth coming forward, she's saying, well, look at your finances. Let's get things stable and let's get some foundation built. Because just because people tell you you have to be in a relationship doesn't mean that you actually have to be. Sometimes if you're wanting to have a stable life and you want to build a foundation properly, then you need to build it on a firm foundation. And the Page of Earth is saying, build that foundation, get that financial, that education, whatever it is you're working on done and out of the way first. Then the relationship can be something you can focus on. So that was for our single fire guys. Let's look at the couples for fire energy in August of 2023, even though messages are timeless. So if you're hearing this outside of August, just see if there's anything that pops up specifically for you. So the fire couples, those in relationships, it says grounding. We have Ganesh on the card, who is also a very happy deity, and grounding is just saying in your relationship, where's your stability? Where is your balance? Where is your anchor point? The anchor point could be in your relationship with your partner. It could be anchoring to a religion that helps balance you and your partner. But what is it that grounds you? What is it that brings you down from your passionate, fiery, wanting to do it all and start everything, and you've got all this like energy and fire, you're ready to do it? Okay, turn it down a little bit. It doesn't always have to be like that. And that's what Ganesh is saying. So let's look at the book here. It says, born from earth and clay of his body, Mother Shakti, the feminine half of the divine energy that animates the world, Ganesh is invoked before the beginning of any project to remove obstacles and give protection. So he's grounding you, but also wanting you to be protected and remove the things that are in the way. So in the world of couples relationship, that could be like a little bit of financial bickering. Ganesh can help work through that so that it's no longer an issue. It could be how you see raising children if you don't have them yet. It could be, college funds. There's a lot of things that could be in the way, but calling upon Ganesh and really grounding yourselves before you have these discussions keeps that fiery passion of the energy that is your nature, basically, from overwhelming and starting a fight, basically. So working with that grounding earth energy is a way to stabilize so that you don't flare up at each other and become too make the problem bigger than it really needs to be. Keywords: becoming grounded, balancing yin and yang, male and female, masculine and feminine, finding the next step or path, removing obstacles, protection, and security. So Ganesh is really stepping in saying, whatever's going on in your relationship, we can find balance. We can reground, and if your relationship's doing great, even better. Just get grounded, find stability in that relationship. And he's saying that don't let your fiery nature burn away anything that is beneficial. And staying grounded when you know you might be a little bit more fiery than your partner is a good way to keep communication open with your partner as well. So let's see what the tarot has to say for our little fire sign couples here, or big, or whatever size you are. So these first two cards came out together, and we have the Three of Water, a celebration, wedding, graduation, birth announcement, the need to have fun, and the Justice card with Archangel Ragael, fair and just decisions, do what you know is right, and standing up for your beliefs. So this is most definitely saying that you guys are together, are stronger than you are separate. The Three of Water is saying you've come this far, and it could be the fact that you've been with your partner but you're not married yet. It could be the fact that you have a secret baby announcement you haven't told anybody about yet, but that's that celebration. And Justice is saying knowing what you have to do next and being able to take those steps with courage and confidence. It does not mean that you have to bend to someone else's will. If not being in a marriage relationship works for you, then that's what works for you. If having kids or not having kids, that's what works for you. But know where you stand in your relationship. Justice is really saying it's the fair decisions, it's the just, it's being able to confidently state, this is why I do what I do, and this is where I stay. Doesn't mean you can't grow from that, but this is where you're at in the moment. You can hear the other person's argument, discussion, comments, but it doesn't mean you have to automatically take everything that they have to say. Take the stuff that works. Some of it may not work. Some of it may not work for them. I mean, proof's in the pudding. What's their life look like? But then you have that Three of Water card that's saying there's a lot of positive energy that's building for you, and it's really helping you strengthen a relationship, maybe take the next step in the relationship, or just find ways to enjoy life more. The other card that popped out was the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So this card really is, focus, ties into the Justice. You're still working with that energy of protection, of standing in your truth, standing in what you believe. You've made the decisions. Now it's time to possibly have to defend those positions. But it's really the Three of Waters reminding you, it's time to enjoy life. Yeah, there's some things going on, but taking those relationships to the next level, working through those next steps is really about excitement. It's about joy. It's tapping into the water essence, which is the emotional essence, but bringing that fire along. So it's building the passion into the fire as well. So that's for our couples in the fire energy. Now we'll just quick reshuffle and recut of the deck here, and we'll move on to the Earth guys and gals out there. So Earth for singles. Um, the chakra energy for Earth singles August of 2023. Can't believe it's August already. It's such a weird year. So Earth starts off with fear, and we have the one of the mother goddesses, Kali, on the front. We'll have to edit that because we're on YouTube as well. We don't want them getting all mad. But this is the rather terrifying goddess Kali, but she's a blessed mother as well. Before I look in the book, for Earth, she's saying, you're letting your fears kind of flare up a little bit right now in the singles world, and it's unnecessary. She's saying, stand up to your fears. Your fears are literally illusions. She's going to help you break through them. It might be a little bit of a, when you look at her, she is definitely not subtle. So breaking through these fears, tearing down these illusions, we're really looking at someone who is on the warpath. She's going to help you no matter what, but she's also an amazing defender. People who fall under her protection really don't have anything to worry about. And that's kind of the energy that's coming forward. And this, again, is your root chakra energy. So you're working on your connection to your survival as a person. This energy of the root is about you. It's a little bit selfish in that respect, but if you're not surviving, then the rest of the chakras don't mean anything. So we're working with the ground level here. Kali is many incarnations of divine feminine energy. She is associated with the biggest fear, which is death. With her tongue sticking out, her hair wild and disarray, she looks angry and appears strangely demonic. She's not. At other times, however, she can also appear beautiful and shower her devotees with gifts of compassion. The sword she uses to sever the ego and destroy demons can inspire fear, protect against, or dissolve it. Her mala, the necklace she's wearing, of human skulls, shows her disinterest in the outside beauty and her disdain for pride, which she definitely is that. So we're really working with what fears are you holding on to that are slowing you down, single Earth energies. What is it that you're stuck on? Like, what is it that you're holding on to because I'm scared to let this go? Because are you scared of letting go because you might actually, open up to somebody? Have you been hurt in the past? These are the type of fears that she can help you see beyond. Or the other one that happens to some people is, oh, I'm not pretty enough, so I need to stay away. I need to hold on to this fear of not being good enough. Tell you a secret, you're always good enough for somebody, and if you have that view of yourself, it makes you automatically unattractive. It doesn't matter what else is going on physically. If you have the view of yourself that you're not worthy, unfortunately other people are going to pick up on that vibe. But Kali can help you work through that. She can process you through where the anchor point is, what started this, what was the foundation of these fears, because you're still working with the root chakra. So this is a fear, or your grounding base. What is it that's deep down inside that is making you afraid to take those next steps within the single world? They are keywords: lack of awareness, insecurity, fear, stress, getting caught in others' demands, and shadows of deception. So there's also some shadow work that she's they're referencing right here. When you work with Kali, she can show up in multiple ways. The first time I saw her in meditations, she came to me with, her skin was so white it had that blue hue to it. It's a really interesting color. Her hair was jet black, loose, hanging down to her waist. It was shining like an obsidian. Her hair was beautiful. And she came in a simple black dress. There was nothing fantastic, and she didn't have all of her arms out at the time. It was just the two. And that's how she shows up when she's in her Kali Ma form. She's very simple. She's straightforward. Her eyes are like obsidian or jet or whatever black stone you want to stick in there. And when she looks at you, she's not looking at this here, physical skin, doesn't mean anything to her. She's looking at your soul. She's looking into your heart. And when you have a goddess or a god of this power look into you, it changes how you view yourself, because you realize that they don't really care about the meat suit you're wearing. They're looking at your heart and your soul, which is what relationships are based off of. So for the single Earth energy, it's really about, she's going to help you see yourself the way that she sees you. which is probably going to be in a much better light than we tend to see ourselves. We're always our own worst critics. So just remember, just because she looks horrifying in like this picture where she's, multiple arms, skirt of limbs, and necklace of skulls, she's really not always that way. That's in her protective mode. So she's coming forward to offer protection, but she's also going to help you face your fears and work through some of that deeper energy. So your first card was the Three of Water. Again, you've got this urge to be happy. You want something more. You are holding on to a fear, and Kali's coming forward to say, dude, this is your foundation. Let go of that fear. That's not serving you anymore. It didn't really serve you in the first place. It might have been a survival technique, but no longer serves means it's time to let it go. So you've got this is what your hopes are, that you're really wanting this joyful connection to celebrations, possibly a new relationship coming in, but it's also that need to have fun. You don't have to be in a relationship to have fun. The card's saying, go out there and have fun and see what happens. It might lead to. Then next card is the Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves, seeing the humor in a situation. So again, you're working through those deeper, darker energies because you want to free yourself from being tied up by them. And it could be they're saying it's a lot of things. They're really talking about when you were younger, some things happened when you were a child. Maybe work through some inner child healing, some shadow work, that type of stuff to clear out that energy. And then you also have the Justice card come forward, so you're still working off clearing things out. What is it you believe? What is it you're standing on, Single Earth? Your heart is saying you want to be happy, you want to have that joy, you want to go out there and have fun, enjoy life. You have that with the Queen of Air and the Three of Cups. They're both saying find the humor in situations, find ways to laugh stuff off, and don't take it so seriously. And the Justice card is saying stand in your authority. You have the ability to say no, this doesn't serve me any longer, and let it go because it doesn't serve you any longer. But you also have a very powerful goddess coming forward saying, let's clear this out. What do you need to work on? So for those single earth signs out there, really tap into your root chakra, see what's there that might be a stumbling block, something that has kind of held you up, made you get stuck, and you don't realize it until someone shines a light on it. It's been hiding in the shadows. Well, Kali lives in the shadows, so send her in there to help clear things out and see what happens. When you're working with Kali, that one thing I will say, just as a heads up, things happen very spontaneously and can happen very explosively. Not bad explosively, but the shake-up, like you might wake up from an intense nightmare being like, oh my god, I totally forgot about that. This thing that happened when I was 9 years old, and it's totally been, I've been feeding it for years and didn't even realize it. So it's things like that that can come very spontaneously with her. But she does it in a way that is usually the safest for you, but it's the best for you. So let's move on to Earth in couples in a relationship and see what the chakra energy is for the Earth energy in a relationship. We have number 20, transformation. We right off the bat have this energy that I'm feeling is there's a change coming in the relationship. They're saying that it's moving towards removing an obstacle, removing foundational problems, but you're moving into a higher frequency. So you're taking the dross, the garbage, but you're transmuting it into something better. The transformation is an up cycle, not down. Let's see what Nope, too far. We are in the third chakra, so your solar plexus, the power chakra, if you want to call it that, and the goddess that is here is Tripura. Oh, good grief, Bhararavi. Hopefully I said that right. If not, sorry. Associated with terror as well as protection, this fiery goddess is an aspect of the Divine Mother who juggles the power of creation and destruction. Looking at her fierceness can make the spirit of courage shake. Her battles are mostly directed towards burning away obstacles that slow progress of her children towards self-realization, such as things good grief, such as delusions, doubt, slothfulness, and other obstructions in the mind to make upward movement to further chakras possible. So she's really coming in to say, time to clear out the dross. Your things are stuck, things are not transforming, things are not moving. How can we make this better? What is in the way? What up here is blocking your power at your solar plexus to keep you from moving forward in this relationship? Keywords: facing challenges, removing obstacles, creating positive change, finding new skills, finding new opportunities. So for those in couples and relationships, if there's been things that are in the way, this is the perfect time to as a couple, as a group, as the two of you, however your relationship works there, face these challenges head on and call upon the goddess. I should have kept the book open, because she really wants to help you sort this out. It is... nope, not that one. Tripura Bhairavi. Tripura Bhairavi. She really wants to help you clear out. She's helping you slay the tigers, the demons that are coming up against you. She's here to help you defeat those. What is it that's in your way? What is it that has been blocking your power? If you're in this is for relationships. So if you're in a situation where maybe it's you and your partner together are having to struggle with something, you just can't quite figure out what the deal is. Just this energy comes forward as a lot like Ganesh, except for this is a warrior. Ganesh is more of like, let's just clear out the obstacles and make life easy. She's like, let's battle these demons and use their blood to lube your machines, basically. So that's what the energy that we're coming up with, is this more aggressive way of clearing things out, earth energy. And we are working with your solar plexus. This is your power. What is it that's robbing you of your power in this situation, in the relationship at the moment? It could be between the two of you. It could be the two of you against another outside force. But what is it that's causing the issue? And really tap into your solar plexus and see how its energy is right now. Your solar plexus, in the West anyway, we would say it would spin a vibrant yellow or gold energy, and it sits just below the rib cage. It's like if you push in and you kind of have that, you're pushing on your stomach, like you're you push in, your throat wants to close. That's where you're at. So it's just down there. And what's the energy there? Is it feeling healthy when you check into it? If you're meditating, is it something that maybe feels a little sluggish or slow? What's in the way? What is blocking your power is the message that's coming forward. We have the King of Earth: generous, professional, responsible, and practical, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities, and the Midas touch. So you have things coming in for that benefits you, but there's something blocking your energy. What is it that's in the way? What is it? What opportunities are being offered to you in this moment, Earth energy, couples and such, that you're not letting happen? They're saying that there's so much available for you at this moment. It's the fruition of a cycle of things that you've built, things that you've worked towards, but there's something in the way. And the King of Earth is saying, come on, let's work through this, work with Tripura and get some of these things cleaned out, because you have this amazing abundance waiting for you, but there's just something that's being held back. The Queen of Water says tender-hearted, empathic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to new levels. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and your partners. So you're tapping into your emotions as well. Sorry, I didn't hold that up very long. So that you can see what's in the way. The Queen of Water is saying, let's work with the emotional side of things. How does it make you feel to know, or how does it make you feel when you find the thing that's blocking, or the thing that's maybe impeding your progress? And allow yourself to feel those emotions, process them through. Don't just, well, if I just repress them far enough, they will boil up and burn you every single time. Process them. If that means crying for half an hour because you can't believe it happened, allow it out. If it's something that was a legal issue, make sure that that's been handled. Don't just go wandering off being like, okay, I'm fine. But when you process these emotional blockages, you actually open up all of the chakras, especially the power, because you're taking your power back. You may have given it away at some point accidentally. Now it's the time to take it back. And the Three of Waters coming forward to say, tying in with the King of Earth, because you've got, all of this happiness that you want to experience. You have all these opportunities waiting for you. You have a solar plexus. Something's in the way. What is it? How can you clean it out? And these are things to think about. But the Queen of Water is saying, let's do this together. We can make this super gentle, process it through, and when we come out on the other side, the strength that you're going to have experienced is going to be massive. So for Earth couples, this is really a message of support, saying don't give up on what's going on right now. It's really about what can you do to improve your relationship, and that can be something as simple as, if you're the Earth sign, then what is it that you need to work through? What is it that you may have repressed or you're trying to ignore? And what can you fix? And that's what Tripura, the goddess, is coming in to say, is you have a lot of opportunities here. Let's work through what's blocking you, because the block is not meant to be permanent. The block was something that was in the way just because it was in the way, and now it's time to move it out of the way because it's no longer functioning. So it's a very encouraging aspect of, you have the divine on your side, let's move forward and clear out that extra that's not working for you. So let's move on to air. So, and the symbols right here, they are the elemental symbols, the old school symbols for the different elements. So this one's air, which is an upright triangle with a line through the top. It's not fully in its full power because that's fire, but I won't go into all that tonight. But we'll hop over here to air in single world. And what does the air singles chakra energy look like? Where is their focus for this month in the single air world? We have 49 compassion. They're saying that your air tends towards the logical, the mental. They really focus on the mind, and this card is saying that's great, that's awesome, keep doing that, but bring in compassion, bring in a sense of empathy for other people, because you can literally logic yourself into staying single for the rest of your life and not being happy about it. Compassion allows you to feel or sense what another person is feeling. No, it doesn't mean you have to get in the mud with them. Do not do that. Just stay out of the mud. You can see what they're going through and understand it at a deeper level, and then it can help you use your logical, analytical mind to help them out. We are in the crown chakra up here, very top chakra, so we're talking about your connection to source as well. So on this one, whoops, there we go. For air, we have the goddess Tripura Sundari. So this is the peaceful version of the last goddess we were talking about. This goddess embodies the beauty of inspiration and the ascension of the seventh chakra. Through her, you can recognize everything as divine, including the divine qualities within yourself. That star seed energy, that we are all stardust energy. We're also looking at the energy of ascending. So you're working with Archangel Metatron. So you're really working on clearing things out. Universal compassion is a love for your fellow man. It does not mean you like what they're doing. It means that you can look beyond what they're doing and actually see them for something different. Keywords: innocence, childlike wonder, compassion, love beyond attachment, magic, expanding your capacity to give, radiant heart, nurturing others. So this is an encouraging card to say you've processed through, you have worked up through the chakras at this point. Doesn't mean you're done, just means you've done it already. You'll have to do it again, we all do. And it's also saying that your compassion, it's that willingness to be open, that willingness to care what others care about others, not what others think. That's no, but care for others, and it allows you to be a peacemaker in situations, possibly relationships. But you're single in the moment, and it's because in the past you've cared too much, is what they're saying, and it's time to maybe bring that into balance. Use your logic to put the proper boundaries up. I can understand you over there. I can feel compassion and I can help you, but you don't need to invade my bubble. So you're working with this newfound wonder of the world because you're tapping into your higher energies as well, and that's making everything seem different. By seeming different, you're seeing it in that more universal love, agape feeling versus the weirdness that we live in today. The first card that comes up for our single air is the Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative. Falling in love, wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to social events. Basically, you don't want to get lost in your own head. That's what that compassion is. You're not just here. You're not just up here running around in your mind thinking about things. You have to go out and live life. And this card is saying, allow that romantic side. Maybe that side of you you've never really explored that much because it's always been about the moment. Tried to pick the words because they keep showing me stuff. Instead of being in the moment, what can I feel good now and it's over with, how can you build that romantic side, that little flirtatious side where you're working into a relationship, or maybe just even building new friendship and connections, but it's really about that being enthusiastic to grow emotionally. Working through the chakras can be a very analytical standpoint in a lot of ways, but it can also be a very emotional one. For air energy, it tends to be very analytical because you want to analyze and detail what's going on in each site. But you also have emotions, and the compassion card is saying tap into those emotions. You've got to here. You've gotten to the top. You've worked through them before. And now it's saying, feel the compassion, feel that joy. What can you do to be enthusiastic about life again? Tap into that inner child wonder. You have the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect what you've created. Have courage. Believe in yourself. Again, you're working with this energy of, look at how far you've come. Look what you've accomplished. And you've done it in a very straightforward way. How can you enjoy life more now? Because have you been enjoying the journey so far? If you have, great, keep doing what you're doing. If you haven't, what can you do to improve it? The Seven of Earth, seeds well planted, a temporary pause, unnecessary worry. So we're still working on clearing out those negative energies, but you're working with these very positive, happy, if I can do this, cards, because they're all saying, you've got to the top, you've got your connection to source, you've gotten reconnected basically, or you've opened it up more clearer, and now it's time to enjoy life. You don't have to be too locked up. You can be emotional, you can reach out to others and make those connections. They're really wanting to bring forward the fact that getting out there and being social and enjoying it. Don't be social for business. Don't be social for a work thing. Like, work lunches are not socializing. Those are work lunches. Socializing is going out with your friends and discussing the latest Hollywood movie, whether it flopped or not, or going to a book club, things like that are not focused on the logical, something fun, something funny. Maybe just get a couple of friends and go to a funny movie. I'm sure there's something out there. I haven't watched a movie in a theater in 10 years now. But that's the energy that's coming forward for single air. Let's look at the relationship, those in relationship air signs. And the air covers Gemini, Libra, Aquarius for August of 2023. The chakra deck's not wanting to talk to me for some reason. So apparently it's going to be an interesting one for the air one that pops up. There we go. Okay, so we have for air in relationships, number 21, power. What is that creature? Oh, it's a ram. Couldn't quite tell. I'm not sure if you can see that with my weird camera, but just from the state of power, it's saying, are you holding your power? Are you standing in your own authority? They're not saying that this is a negative aspect. They're saying that this is a very high frequency energy that you're dealing with. In your relationships, are you working with holding the power and balance between you and your partner? Are you giving away your power, or are you giving away your energy? Because this card is saying it's time to reclaim your aspect of the power in this relationship. The power dynamic is coming more into a balanced state. We're working with the third chakra, so we're back to our solar plexus, and it is the ram. It is ram. Symbolizes the animal nature of the third chakra and its element of fire. So air is working with one of their friendly energies. Strong and forceful, it is known for its stamina and the ability to climb lofty crags. It has tremendous strength of will and innate fighting instinct that is most prominent when threatened. It carries the seed sound of rang on its back, which is said to promote longevity when hummed. And the seed sound is that guy right there, right up on top. So he's literally carrying a note on his back. And so you're dealing with a lot of this fiery energy, so it's a passion. There's something that's coming up, and it's carrying the energy of fire, of passion. So the air in a relationship, are you carrying your partner who happens to be fire, or are you the fire and you're working with your air and wondering why they're so supportive? This is the energy that's coming up for this time period. The key words are using or developing personal power, influencing others, control, power struggles, manipulation, conflict in relationship due to unresolved issues. So they're saying that this is a very positive sign, but there's something to be careful of. If the power dynamic is extremely unequal, where one person is constantly feeling trod upon, the other one is like, ha ha ha, you'll do what I tell you, then that is the problem, and that's where there is, to reclaim your power, it may be time to leave that relationship. But the other part of it is, if you're in that balanced state and you're really working with your partner, the two of you combining your power and your energy in a balanced way will amplify anything that you do tenfold, at least, maybe more. But they're saying that finding that balance, finding that connection to you and your partner's power, and really bringing that power dynamic back into alignment with your higher frequency is what the goal is here. We were working with the Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves, seeing humor in a situation. So we're working with this energy of reclaiming your power. Even within a relationship, you still have to have some level of independence, and that's what the power is. That's where that dynamic comes in. Together you're strong, but you also have to be able to stand on your own, and that's what the Queen of Air is saying is, you have this ability, why aren't you using it? Or if you're using it, why are you abusing it? So it's finding that balance again. We're working with the King of Earth as well, so you've got a royal house so far. The Queen of Air is saying you're independent, stand on your own, you can do this if you need to. The King of Earth is saying you have a lot of gifts that are coming in, professional and personal, and what is it that you can share? Because that being able to stand on your own and being independent also means that you have lessons that you've learned, and how can you share those? Maybe it's with your partner, maybe it's with a friend, but you've got all this energy that you have experienced, and that's where it's sharing it with others. It could be starting a YouTube channel, it could be starting a vlog, a blog, something like that, to share what you've learned, because that could work out professionally for you as well. The Four of Fire, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So we're working with this energy of you've come to the end of a cycle, but it's a positive end, and it's not the end as in like you're not taking this journey anymore. You've made your first goal point, or you've made your next goal point. Take a break, enjoy life before moving to the next goal point. And this is all tying into that power dynamic. You can be independent in a relationship. That's fine. You can work with the other person. That way you build together and not against each other. The King of Earth is really about tapping into how your dynamic works and watching that blossom into something amazing. And the Four of Fire is saying you've done so much so far in your relationship, and you've let it grow to such a powerful extent. Why wouldn't you push it to the next level? You've enjoyed everything so far. You've come to this amazing point, and they're saying enjoy it. And then look at how you can build upon that for the future, because you have a hugely amazing future coming forward. They said profitable for some reason. And that's something to look into. So let's bounce over to the last in our elemental cycle here. And I might start splitting these videos into two because this one's going to be a long one. And that is the energy of water, covering Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, the last in the pattern of the zodiac signs. But we're looking at elemental energy. So, because the zodiac is still kind of a mystery to me in some ways, we're looking for water, the energy of 23, acceptance. And acceptance is accepting yourself. We're working at singles in water. You're accepting things as they are. Sometimes it may be a little bit rough because you don't want to accept things as they are. You want to be this other person. You want to step into this other life. But you're being told right now, accept things as they are. Doesn't mean they can't change. Does not mean they cannot get better. But if you can look at things right now and be accepting of where you're standing in this moment, find gratitude in this moment, that allows you to expand outwards, because when you accept and have gratitude for the now, then the universe is like, cool, you like what you got. What else do you need? But if you're constantly in the state of, it's not enough, I don't want this, I want better, la-da-da-da-da. We're water, we're emotional. I know how we act. Whether it's out loud or in our heads, that's what we do. That's going to work against the universe, because the universe is like, what more do you, I can't help you if you're not happy with what you have. So that's where we're starting off things. We're working with the 4th chakra, so our little water signs out there, where you're in the heart. The elemental energy tied to the card is air, though. It's symbolizing the power of the mind, ideas, intellect, wisdom, discrimination, the good kind, balance, and devotion. The lungs, which are the vehicles for prana, the breath of life, are closely connected to the heart, the center of the 4th chakra. The 12 red points of this mandala represent the lotus petals of the spiritual heart. In the center, the antelope stands in front of the 6-pointed star, symbolizing new love. Oh, there's an antelope in there, right? He's sitting upright like a dude. So we're really working with the heart and finding that balance, finding happiness and appreciation in where we are in this moment. Keywords: giving from the heart, inspiration, happy times, positive communication, multiple perspectives, sensing others' emotions, responding from the heart. So where we're at, water energy, at this point in time, is you're in your heart. When you're in your heart, you see things from a different perspective, but you have the energy of air tied to this particular card, and that's saying use your compassion. Look at things from the heart energy, this heart chakra, but balance that with logic, balance that with reason. You don't want to just accept everything to the point where you're becoming a doormat. You want to accept the things that are meant to be. If they're not meant to be, you don't fight them, you let them go. Because acceptance is passive, which is beautiful, and that's where you need to be right now, is accepting, feeling gratitude, and releasing that which is no longer serving. But it's not pushing against it, it's not fighting against it. It's as simple as taking a breath in and releasing what doesn't serve. That's simple. And that's what the energy that's coming forward for the singles in water are. We have, the Queen of Air has been very popular today. Objective decision making, clearing away what no longer serves, and seeing humor in all situations. You're independent, experienced, realistic, witty, which is literally amplifying what this card just said. You want to let things go that aren't helping you anymore, but you don't want to fight against it. You're using your logic and your reason to not get trapped in the doormat stage of, I'm just going to let everything happen to me and I'm not going to do anything about it because reasons. No. Accept what's there. Release what doesn't work. It's very passive, but it's a gentle way of clearing space so that you can bring in more positivity. Your heart is open at the moment. They're saying let the positive energy flow in and flood you up, fill you up. That's passive. And it allows you to push everything else out. Again, you're not fighting against it, you're working with the system. The 5 of water, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. Again, don't fight over things that are not working. Let them go, let them flow out of you. And just because it's not turning out the way you'd hoped or the way you'd planned or the way whatever your thought process was there, doesn't mean it's not going to turn out okay. It just means it's not in your control. Not always a bad thing, sometimes it's frustrating. You want to have some say in what's happening, but maybe you put the intention, but then you went down the wrong path. So your intention is like over here, but you started over here and now you're like lost in the weeds. It's time to get back in line, and that's where you just kind of become passive for a moment. Let the universe carry you as a leaf on a stream down to your goals. The 9 of water is your wishes come true, concerns fade away, and a long love life. So you single water out there, you've been focused on the wrong thing. You've been going down the wrong path. That's where this passivity is coming forward at. You've been fighting, you've been wrestling with trying to shove, square peg, round hole. It's not working, and the universe is saying it's time to let it go. You're water. Go with the flow. That's where the acceptance is. I accept where I am, and I accept that the universe has my back. This is where I would like to be. Show me what's wrong if this is not going to work out. And that's where that 9 of water is. Your wishes are going to come true. It's just not going to happen, in the way that you think it should, because you might be on the wrong path. And that's where you have to be realistic and be independent, be able to stand on your own 2 feet. So for single water, it's really about take the time this next month cycle to take a deep breath, find your balance, learn to go with the flow. Don't fight what's happening in this moment. It's not benefiting you by fighting it. Going to a more passive state of, I accept where I am, I accept what's going on. Thank you, universe, you have my back. Let's see where we're headed. So let's move on to the water in relationships and see what the universe has to say and where our chakras are lined up at. But yeah, for the single water energies out there, it's definitely saying focus on the heart chakra and tap into that flow state and just allow things to be for the moment. And for the relationships water, we have number 40, intuition. This is really about following your instincts, following your heart and your higher guidance. Your intuition is activated as you build over on the chakras. When you start to clear out the lower chakras, building that strong foundation, you hit the heart and it really starts to open up the intuition as well. It's the first steps. By the time you get to the third eye area, your intuition should be well lit up and well on its way to developing further. Let's see what the book has to say. But this is really saying that focusing on your intuition and following your intuition is a good place to be right now. The deity is Mother Earth. All life springs from her womb. She is effortlessly pouring out love into everyone through the gifts of nature only one unselfish mother can provide. From the roots of the tree and to the tips of its fruiting branches, she offers universal nourishment. Through her gifts, life is sustained, and the journey of awakening flows in the compassionate ocean of love. And we're working with the third eye, the 6th chakra. So, for the water energies in relationships, you're being nourished by the divine feminine. And that nourishment is coming in a lot of different ways. It doesn't matter where you're at in your relationship. They're saying it doesn't matter which type of relationship you're in. There's always that dynamic of masculine, feminine, and the divine feminine in this particular aspect is feeding you. Are you allowing the feminine aspect of your relationship to support you? Are you supporting them, depending on whatever the dynamic is there? But it's really this energy is flowing specifically from the Divine Mother, and you're working with your intuition and your third eye. So really focusing on that third eye energy, tapping into your intuitive mindsets. Good grief, can't talk. And allowing yourself to clear out things that may be in the way. Clearing is a huge aspect in life, but it's because we tend to have this bad habit of collecting, especially water energy. We want to collect other people's stuff. Oh, you're hurting, let me take that from you. It's not like a conscious thought, it's our energy. We just magnetically draw it to us. And so you always have to remember when you're working through stuff, if there's a block somewhere, it's generally meaning you probably should clear something. So the tarot says the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical, is successful time, confidently accepting opportunities, and the Midas touch. You're in a golden place right now, water couples. It's just that to be practical means to know where your limits are, to know where your boundaries are. What can you consciously, logically, offer up to aid other people, and what is it that you are maybe not seeing as a benefit, but it could actually financially turn out to be something very positive. The Midas touch, and they're being really specific, is financial in this aspect. In some cases it's relationship. If you're a water in a relationship, you've got it, you're okay right at the moment, but it's what is it that is not allowing the prosperity to flow into your relationship as easily as it could. You have the number 11 strength card, Archangel Ariel. Great inner strength, releasing harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. So that's the steps to achieving that Midas touch is forgiveness, releasing the stuff that's not working. If there's something that someone has harmed you or your partner and you're kind of holding a grudge, okay, not kind of, water tends to hold grudges, this is a time to clear it out. Your strength lies in your compassion and forgiveness. Use that as a tool to spiritually develop and help your partner, and by doing so you're actually being a great representation for others who are watching your relationship to grow as well. The Six of Air, things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. So as you're clearing out and forgiving and not holding on to the grudges that we all can carry at times, the Six of Air is saying once you get that stuff cleared out, you can start to really grow. The difficulties that you may be experiencing in your professional life are going to fade away, and you're going to be able to step more positively into a better relationship with your partner, a better relationship with yourself. It's going to strengthen and deepen your relationship as it goes forward. So hopefully these messages resonate for you guys. Again, this is kind of new for me as far as the reading relationships part. So if you are enjoying this type of content, please drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe button if you're new here, and comment below. Let me know what you think, if this resonates for you as your elemental energies. And if you had your birth charts done, the elemental energy alignment is going to be in there somewhere, whether it's earth, air, fire, water, however they do it, so you can actually kind of gauge where you're at and maybe what messages resonate for you. With that, I'll let you go. Have a great rest of your month, and I'll see you in the next video.